Hi everyone, I am Rosana Jatobá and I would like to invite you to reflect. Do you think the way you look at things or decide which path to follow, to try to solve a problem or choose the best attitude, is this frame of mind conducive to innovation? Innovative mindset is the topic of our next conversation, and Festival Inova Klabin welcomes the head of new categories for Ambev, Marcelo Tucci Lisboa. How are you, Marcelo? It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be here to be able to chat with you.
Marcelo, when we talk about innovation, a lot of people think this is for geniuses, for those guys that have a brilliant idea and that will reinvent the wheel. Do you think it's possible to innovate just being a simple person that has a normal job and a family, just like us?
Absolutely, Rosanna. That's why the topic of discussion here is mindset. Innovation is a mindset we always should have. Innovation is what? Is trying to improve, right? Is trying to evolve in every sphere of our lives, whether it's in a personal side or the professional side. We are always trying to do things in a different way or a better way. Like you said, people think that innovation and revolutions can come only from geniuses, but it comes down to the most basic things in our day-to-day. Here at NBEV, I was actually having to innovate in my role. And I'm working on product innovation in this moment, but some of the innovations that I made were really small tweaks in the process, small changes that I did in my role, and that made a huge difference. One thing that I can share that is super simple and that I actually recommend all of you, those that are leading teams at Klabin, I think it was back in 2007. I think I had over 30 people in my team at that point, and we work a lot with goals at NBAV. All the positions have goals. And I said, well, we have goals in our professional lives. Why shouldn't we have goals in our personal lives? So I innovated it. I tested it with my 4 supervisors at the time, and it was wonderful. It really helped not only the leaders, but all people to make priorities. And it was great. It's an innovation that's super simple. It's no rocket science. It's nothing genius, and we do this to this day. So again, it's really about the mindset, and it's about evolving and transforming.
You said balance. I think this is a key word because an innovative mind can this be a mind that is obsessed with productive processes, unaware of what goes on outside the company, consumers' needs, and even personal life?
Yes, absolutely not, right? In today's world, you can't really be happy in your job if you don't have a very well-balanced lifestyle. This is really essential. This is crucial to our day-to-day. This is very important for the team as a whole. It's crucial to create this virtuous cycle. But to your point, in terms of having contact with the consumers and being in tune with what is happening outside, I am a big fan of pilots. I really believe in testing things out. I love trying them out before we bet heavily on something. So you develop a hypothesis and you do a test, even though it may be a small test. And if it works out, you can expand and expand until it becomes something really big. One of the major launches that we did last year here at NBEV was a GT or a gin tonic brand that we started, and it was really small. We launched in a single event, and we knew there was a huge trend because people were really enjoying gin and tonic that was coming back really strongly. So we tested it out in an event. We got a lot of feedback from the consumers. We changed a little bit of our presentation, and we launched it in the city of Campinas in a very small region just so we could learn from it. And once we had all the learnings collected, then we did a huge launch during Carnival, and that was really huge. It really exploded. So that is a successful example, but there are many failures as well. Sometimes we launch things and for some reason those releases don't pan out, and we learned it, we kill the project, but we definitely use the learnings for the next one. So absolutely, we got to keep our ears open. We got to listen to the consumers. We got to understand trends. But most importantly, we have to test it out. We have to do it in real life. I always joke with my team, the Brazilian people they are very positive. So we try to do market research and we ask, would you buy this? Would you pay 10 reals for this beer or for that beverage? And people say, yes, I would, this and that. And then you launch it thinking it's going to be really successful, and it's not. But it's like the market research said it would. But again, I really believe real life pilots. I really believe in testing things out and learning as you go.
I would like to change gears to talk about one of the pillars of sustainability, which is diversity and social inclusion, which is closely related to gender, race, sexual orientation. In innovation in this creative environment, I feel this topic has a much broader scope.
That is absolutely a truth. Too bad we woke up later to it. I think it was such a crucial topic for society, but I'm glad that it came in full blown on our agenda, and I think that companies are all mobilized to develop this topic, and it's really essential. Because in an environment where you have to come up with innovation more and more, we really need people that have different backgrounds, different trajectories, and different life stories, because that's the only way that we are going to have a more complete outcome and a more complete take on maybe a consumer pain or a society problem that nobody has been able to solve. So I have no question about it. I make a daily effort to try and bring the most diverse and the most different people to my team, because we really want to question the status quo, and that's what innovation is about. It's about questioning the status quo, because society and human beings in general, they tend to be in inertia, right? We tend to do the things that we are used to doing. So it's really important to have people looking at a problem from a different perspective. What if we do this? What if we do that? How come nobody ever tried this way? And we can only do that when we actually have the people that have different perspectives involved. If you take people that think alike, or people that went to the same college as me, that live in the same city, or people that like the same things, we all have a very similar vision about a certain topic. So I'm really happy to see that development. I'm happy to see how society is progressing. And in my team as well, my team is way more diverse than it was in the previous year, and way stronger.
From this perspective of innovation as a collaborative process focused on the skills and potential of different individuals, can you challenge rigid hierarchical structures of a company? Can you offer autonomy without losing control?
Absolutely, no question, Rosanna. I think this is really the key for us to be able to add value with innovation. If you think about the major innovations that transform companies and also those daily innovations, whether it's being more efficient in a machine or bringing more innovation to a process, it's really essential for leaders to be aware of this. And they have to give autonomy to their teams and test out different things. You test it out, see if it works. You gotta be open enough also to talk about it. And you got to think about it. Hey, could we have done better? Could we have maybe evolved in some way? That's why I say that it goes way beyond the specific product. So I'll give you some examples here. When it comes to business models, for example, this one time I questioned the Carnival model, which was the standard model. And I asked myself, as a company, why don't we do an alliance to the public powers to try and improve the experience for all the Carnival parties? So we tested it out in Rio, and it worked out. We expanded it to different capitals. And now I take care of brands that are beyond beer, like Skull Beats, for example. We are testing a different model. We always had a sponsorship model, like let's sponsor this celebrity and this person. Now we have a different partnership with Anita, the artist, and she's part of the team. She's actually a head of creation, so that's great. We got a celebrity and brought her over to work with us. This is a different business model. So we work with basic tools on our day-to-day from an Excel spreadsheet that our intern did and revolutionized everything. Like we used to spend 45 minutes in a particular routine, and in came this intern that created a very simple spreadsheet that automated a lot of processes, and all the commercial team gained an extra hour on a day. And we can only have that if we actually provide autonomy to our teams. And we have to appreciate that, right? We have to appreciate not only the ones that had success, but the ones that tried and learned from it.
In short, to create a trust environment, a freedom environment where people can express themselves without hesitating, without pressure. Because when you think you have a boss that will demand results, sales volume, and this might risk your job, most people become stressed and tense. And I feel that in innovation culture, people have more freedom to bring out their best.
Definitely, Rosanna. I was trying to be very careful to be the last one to speak in a meeting, because sometimes the boss comes in and gives his opinion, everybody falls back and don't really speak their mind. And I want to listen to what everyone has to say, and then I can create my take on it. I always try to do this exercise, and I think it's worth trying. If you go to a meeting, try and listen a lot to what other people are saying before, because we already have something preset. We already have our take on the situation. And the majority of times, I am not the expert on the topic, so it's like, okay, let me sit back and listen to people, and at the end of the day, I can definitely have a position that is way more clear about that specific topic, right? So it's just like you said, we gotta make people safe to express themselves. We gotta make them feel safe to bring examples from their real lives, things that they have seen and experienced. This is so essential, so when we make a decision, that decision can mitigate the risk of making a mistake, that is. So I strongly believe in that, and I try to exercise it every day, and it is an exercise. I think everybody has to practice it. And it's great for you to start and feel how the team is becoming more engaged, how the team is becoming more open, people are more willing to express themselves and to build together.
The way I see it, innovation is not a precise process. There isn't a formula, but at the same time, you cannot let it be totally loose. Do you think it's important, Marcelo, to have frequent meetings with discipline and planning, to have an agenda with a list of topics for discussion?
Absolutely. No question, Rosanna. In our main projects, we have our touch points, and we keep track on how they develop through time. Even considering the meeting format, or even some tools. Some tools have a more bureaucratic format, and people are more concerned about filling out the information as opposed to actually make it develop, or to even capture the learnings that are involved in that project. So I really believe in the whole process. I believe in a process that you can monitor to make sure that things are going according to plan, but always trying to do away with the red tape. Try to make it as simple as possible. And sometimes you do some follow-up meetings where people do it in their own flip chart, or their own notepad, or even a Word document, like, this is what we agreed in the last meeting, this developed in this way, in that way, we have a prototype for this one, we have the numbers for that one. I don't think we touched on that a lot, but this is the era of analytics and data and information, and I think this is essential more and more. It doesn't matter what I think. It could be the director in the field, but those that really should provide the path is the data, it's the information. That's what really is going to guide an innovative front for the company. So I think it's way less about what the leadership thinks and way more about, hey, look at the results, look what the numbers are showing. It's what the consumers are approving or rejecting. asking for changes in a product or service or something like that. So I think yes, it is important to have this process, this monitoring that you mentioned, make it with as little red tape as possible and as much data to put to make a decision.
So the metrics, the measurements to know if a company is innovating or not, is what the consumer has to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's about listening. And not only listening, but it's like I said, we gotta live it. It's not only a test environment. It's not only the research environment where what you would do. I really like to see people actually paying for the product or service, responding to it, saying if they like it or don't like it. I really love the NBS idea, which is to measure the level of satisfaction of the company. If the customer is not satisfied, we got to talk about it. Why is it not working? What went wrong? What would you do differently? And again, we got to test it. We got to test it again. Try out with the customer once again to see if it improves. So it's that connection. We want to keep close to our consumers and our clients.
Marcelo, I have recently read a book by Amit Goswami. He is a quantum physicist, an Indian. He often comes to Brazil for workshops and he's brilliant. One of his titles, Creativity for the 21st Century, mentions meditation as a tool for you to have a more open, a more focused mind that is able to create and to progress. And I'm reading here that you are a Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, you are the father of 3 kids, Sofia, Deco and Lulu, and you are the mentor of the NGO Instituto Reação, supported by the judoka Flávio Canto. How much these successful aspects of your personal life contribute to your innovator profile?
Wow, that's such a good topic, such a good question that you touched on, because I really believe in that. Whenever we feel good in our minds, whenever we feel at ease and at peace, I have no question that this really positively reflects on your team and your work life. And there is no formula. This is right, this is wrong. That's why it's important to understand you on an individual level. What gives you peace of mind, right? What gives you a peaceful mindset? I've been honored to participate in a beautiful NGO, which is called Instituto Reação, and we do meditation in there. It's a great therapy. I'm still starting. I'm still a white belt on meditation, but that's definitely another way. And Jiu-Jitsu also plays that role. I can get my exercise. It's really a therapy, and I get home, I am completely at peace. It's a great opportunity. I see no problems in my work. I only see opportunities. Problems are things we can't do anything about. We can only pray about it. All the rest of it, it's all an opportunity. So when I come here and I feel this peace of mind, it's definitely a positive aspect. It brings a lot of good things. It's not that charged, heavy environment. And for an innovation environment, this is really essential. It's essential for everyone to be in this positive energy. And to each his own. I actually said that one of the most innovative thing that I created was the personal goals. And one of my 4 goals is to have 2 hours a day that I have to spend with my 3 children. Whether it's, early in the morning or maybe having lunch or at the end of the day, that really helps me to get peace. But that's me. And I think it's a great exercise for everyone to do personally. What gives you peace of mind? Because every person is a different person. And everyone has to look at it in a different way.
It's true. And work is just one side of our rich lives. There is so much to do, so much to learn. I loved this conversation. I could spend hours with you, but I have other people to interview, so I would like to say goodbye and thank you for your participation in this festival, and I look forward to meeting you again in the future.
Pleasure is all mine. I hope I contributed somehow to Klabin that has an ever more innovative environment. I was talking to Renata and Diego and the Klabin team, and I am completely open for us to do a collective project. I'm going to speak to my team at Colorado as well, so we can create some new packages. You know, I just put out this innovative challenge because we want innovative packages and work to make sure that the Colorado brand can contribute to the environment. So thank you so much, folks.
Goodbye, Marcelo. See you. I loved it. It was very interesting to talk to Marcelo Tucci Lisboa. I will see you again shortly for yet another inspiring conversation. See you there.